Just let that sink in for a second. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? A dream from a distant, far-off future. But what if it's not? What if it's closer than any of us think? I mean, what if the single biggest change in all of human history isn't about building smarter machines, but about reaching the moment where our survival finally stops depending on our job? That's what we're diving into today. A possible future, one where technology creates so much abundance that our lives can finally be about freedom, not just necessity. Let's explore what that could really look like. Okay, so to even begin to understand where we might be headed, we've got to get real about where we are right now. So let's forget the futuristic robots for just a second. The truth is, AI is already here, and it's kind of quietly reshaping our world in some really profound ways. Just take a look at healthcare, one of the most important fields there is. In 2023 alone, the US FDA approved 223 new AI-enabled medical devices. That's not a slow trickle, you know? That is an absolute flood of innovation. And it's already helping doctors diagnose and treat us better right now. And it goes way beyond hospitals. AI is literally predicting the shape of proteins, the fundamental building blocks of life, with tools like AlphaFold, which is a huge deal for fighting disease. It's driving our cars. Waymo's providing over 150,000 self-driving rides every week. And maybe most incredible of all, it's giving people who are paralyzed their voices back by translating brain signals directly into speech. This isn't speculation. This is the world we live in today. So, okay, if that's what AI can do today, what about tomorrow? To really get a handle on the scale of the change that's coming, we need to break down the different levels of intelligence people are talking about. All right, so it starts with what we have right now, just regular artificial intelligence, or AI. Think of these as powerful tools built for very specific jobs, like all those examples we just saw. But the next frontier is something called artificial general intelligence, AGI. That's a hypothetical system with the kind of flexible, creative, problem-solving skills that we have. And then, way out there, is the idea of artificial superintelligence, or ASI, an intellect so far beyond the best human minds, it's hard to even wrap your head around. And this is super important. We are not there yet. Not even close. AGI and ASI, they're still just ideas, they're hypothetical, but every single breakthrough we're seeing today, every tiny improvement in AI, it's like another piece of the puzzle is clicking into place, another building block for whatever comes next. And, as these building blocks start coming together, they could set off the biggest transformation in human society since, well, maybe the Industrial Revolution. A complete, fundamental shift in how we think about work itself. Which leads us to probably one of the biggest questions of our time, right? If AI can create this incredible world of abundance, where machines can make almost everything we need, how do we share it? How do you make sure everyone benefits? I mean, how do people even earn a living when a machine can do their job? Look, this isn't going to happen overnight. It's way more likely to unfold in stages. First, you'll see AI acting like a co-pilot in most jobs, an assistant that just makes us way more productive. And as that efficiency just skyrockets, we could start seeing things like 4-day or maybe even 3-day work weeks become normal. And then, eventually, that could lead to totally new systems like universal basic income, a way to make sure everyone gets a piece of the pie in a world where you don't have to work a 9-to-5 just to survive. Hey, if you're enjoying this kind of anime documentary, it would mean a lot if you'd support the channel with a like and subscribe. That way, you won't miss the next story. But this isn't just about our jobs. This transformation could launch us into a golden age for human health. And believe it or not, the first signs of this totally unbelievable future are already here, right now, in science and medicine. Okay, check this out. At the absolute heart of this revolution is an AI called AlphaFold. For 50 years, scientists were stuck on one of biology's biggest challenges, protein folding. Basically, figuring out the 3D shape of the tiny little machines that run everything in our bodies. Cracking that is the key to curing so many diseases. And in 2020, AlphaFold just solved it. And the speed of this is just staggering. In just a few years, we went from one breakthrough to a database with over 200 million protein structures. That's work that would have literally taken centuries to do the old way. It even won a Nobel Prize for it. And the next version, AlphaFold 3, is already taking us even deeper into how all of life's molecules work together. This is science moving at the speed of light. So what does all that actually mean for us? Well, it means scientists now have the tools to design brand new therapies for things like heart disease, the #1 killer on the planet. It's helping us create crops that can survive climate change and feed everyone. It's even helping us save the honeybees, which our whole ecosystem depends on. We are talking about real, tangible solutions to some of the biggest problems humanity has ever faced. And this brings us to the final, and honestly, maybe the most important question of all. If AI really does help us solve our biggest material problems, health, food, energy, what's left? It leaves us with one ultimate question. Think about it. For all of human history, our story has been about one thing: struggle. The struggle for food, for shelter, for survival. If technology takes that struggle away, what becomes the new purpose of the human story? What on earth do we do with all that freedom? When we don't have to work to live anymore, we're left with a much, much bigger question. What do we live for? Maybe we finally get to live for creativity, for discovery and exploring the stars, for our relationships, our families, our communities, for finding a purpose that we choose, not one that's forced on us by needing a paycheck. Look, this future isn't guaranteed, not at all. But for the very first time in our history, it's a future we can actually start to imagine. And that final answer, it's not going to come from any machine. It's going to have to come from us.